Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck your socks with the bell on it. Fuck your gay ass very faggot accent. Fuck them cheap ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. So my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you. Look, fuck you. Fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes. Fuck your socks with the bell on it. Fuck your gay ass very faggot accent. Fuck them cheap ass cigars. Fuck your yuck mouth teeth. Fuck your hairpiece. Fuck your chocolate. Fuck Guy Ritchie. Fuck Prince William. Fuck the Queen. This is America. So my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.
What's up, beautiful people? How are you today? I wanted to do a video and talk about Russia because one of my favorite people who I actually did have a chance to see and wave at one time when I was in San Francisco. He was in his silver Mercedes truck, and his family and him were just really cool people around San Francisco. I guess I'll start this excuse me, with talking about San Francisco. Right after I explain what I think happened to Robin Williams. R.I.P. Robin. Nobody's going to talk about it. All the Hollywood stars know about it. From Tom Cruise to Charlie Theron, all of them. Some of them try to fight it. Some of them have that $1 million lifestyle, but you don't have that $1 million lifestyle without being a victim of the most modern MKULTRA mind control, run and sponsored by the CIA and the Nazis and the Zionists that secretly run America through the shadow government. Now, I want you to understand, Robin also was a big part of this. But see, one of the things I do know that's going on in Hollywood that they don't talk about is I'll go ahead and say, is the Russian invasion. Now, what I mean by Russian invasion is you can bet your ass that when Robin Williams stepped off the boat, Mr. Really Funny Man, I mean, he's fucking hilarious. I mean, all the way from the days of Mork and Mindy, Mork from Ork. I mean, that was just, I grew up on that. I loved that show. That was my first introduction to Robin Williams, but Robin Williams was a stand-up comedian. So I can always tell you that the Nazis that got relocated here to the United States under Operation Paperclip, that was sponsored by the second CIA, not the first CIA, because the first CIA worked under the president. And the president didn't want any Nazis in the United States, but the Skull and Bones actually manipulated our government into creating the CIA. So then the Skull and Bones started their own secret shadow CIA, and not taking orders from the president, but taking orders from the Skull and Bones. and brought the Nazis over to the United States and just killed off the president's CIA and basically dealt with whoever they wanted to, and the FBI got wind of what they were doing, and then they basically killed off the FBI and started the modern Nazi FBI that we have today. This is about the invasion. So I can guarantee you every Russian that comes over to America and that has some talent and that they know can make it in Hollywood, they suspect them of being an agent. That's normal. Because I want you to understand about the Nazis. The Nazis started with the Bolsheviks. The Bolsheviks were the Jewish Russians that started communism. And they started communism because they wanted to use communism to take over the world. That didn't work because Stalin got out of control and they couldn't control him. And then Stalin ended up going after the Bolsheviks, and the Bolsheviks retreated to Sweden. Then they started the Nazi movement there and the Templar movement there, the New Templar movement. And then they went to Germany and started the racist Nazi writings with the Astara and other racist Nazis, and then built up the movement to start the Nazis. From the Ashkenazi Jews, which means white German Jew, and then they told everybody, oh, no, it means National Socialist, whatever the Nazis say, because all the Germans knew what an Ashkenazi was. But the Germans were like, no, we're here to kill the Nazis. But actually, even Hitler is descended from Ashkenazi Jews, his mother. And then his grandmother actually fucked a Rothschild and got sent away back to Germany when she was a 14-year-old little girl and had Hitler's mother. So that's how Hitler's an actual Rothschild. So the reason why I want you to understand actual Nazi history is because I really want you to understand Hollywood and what goes on there. Laurel Aston worked in Hollywood, and in her videos she speaks about, when they have these sets and in these big houses, and these girls get taken into these houses, and sometimes these girls don't come out for months because they get put under mind control and used as sex slaves. This is Hollywood, people. I want you to know, whether it's Vivica Fox or Eva Mendes, they get put under mind control, and they don't talk about it, because if they do, what happened to Robin? He committed suicide, and they said, oh, he killed himself. Do you know the depths of mind control and what Darpa can do? And how they can get these digital psychotic witches in your head and then still use normal witchcraft on you to curse you with demons. And then through cell phones, through computers, through Wi-Fi, and even with Tempest, through electricity to fuck with your magnetic field and fuck with your head. I mean, they can make you kill yourself, literally, easily. I mean, they've been trying to get me to do this and Laurel Aston to do this forever, and this is why they always set up their witches and warlocks around us. It's called a soft kill, people. Do you know what a soft kill is? A soft kill is specifically this. A soft kill is a CIA assassination that has no way of leading back to them, to the murderer. Now, a soft kill with the technology of Darpa where they have, we're pre-crime. We're looking for cognitive technology to go inside people's minds to see if, they're thinking about killing anybody, when the fact of the matter is, this is exactly what they use this machinery for. We're talking about witches, people. The number one thing that they do to avoid detection and evasion is they'll come out and say, yeah, we're the United Nations, but the United Nations was started by the Rothschilds. And we're here to protect the earth and to protect the rights of people. But they do just the opposite. Look at Agenda 21 and how they have people locked up for harvesting rainwater. How they're passing laws right now that you can't have natural vitamin supplements, and they're making them actually illegal. And then they started getting these people hooked on Epsom salt, snorting Epsom salt, so they could make Epsom salt illegal. Because Epsom salt is one of the biggest helpful things to the body in taking an Epsom bath. I want you to understand about how they operate. They always say, oh yeah, we're here to help you. And they start these organizations that are overmasked, that look like the greatest things in the world on the surface. But then underlining, they are there to assassinate and destroy you. So they're coven, so their witches, so their devils, so their demons can roam freely on this earth without being in secret, without hiding behind organizations like Scientology and all their fucking actors that worship Satan, without hiding behind places like the Church of the Kabbalah, which is corrupted Kabbalism that's run by the Cabal. And I could go on and on about all their organizations that thrive in Hollywood. So I want you to get a clear picture. All the people that, they've like shown in films and, preyed on your mental stability and your conscience, so you have what you think is love for these people and generally care for these people. All of that is psychological, really crafted out manipulation. I'm not saying that you shouldn't care about these people. Some of these people are good people, but most of them have sold their soul. And they know what they do. In a nutshell, they are high-paid liars and assassins. Because the people like Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, George Clooney, all the little hierarchy guys that they keep, their white boys really high up, those are all their assassins. Angelina Jolie, those are all their assassins. Even in the music business, Rihanna is an assassin. Madonna is an assassin. Because one of the things I want you to understand is when you sell your soul to make $1 million pictures, to make $1 million albums, you have to be a witch. And at the end of this, yes, I will play the John Todd demons in the music industry, but I want you to understand it's not just the music industry. Never forget, music is a key component in film. What would film be without the music? Okay, let me make an example. You're watching Friday the 13th for the first time without any music. You're seeing this white guy in a ski mask coming at you, but there's no, the really scary music in the background. There's none of that to give you that eerie feeling. All you're doing is watching this white guy in a ski mask hack up people, but there's no eerie music in the background. chances are it's not going to give you that eerie feeling, and you're just going to be like, oh, okay. This is the power of music, people. So I want you to understand how Hollywood has been doing this for a very long time to everyone's subconscious. And if you become an actor or a musician, you have to be a witch. And if you're like Robin Williams, or if you're like a handful of the really talented people that you just can't stop because they're talented and they're funny and they just have this thing about making people laugh, they're still put under mind control and they fight it. This is Hollywood. This is what happened to Laurel Aston. She was taken as a little girl, trained as an assassin, then put in Hollywood. She worked on major productions with major satanic artists. She's gone on record talking about Charlie Sheen. He's a major pedophile and just sick degenerate that's given into all of this. I mean, you don't get the #1 TV show, which he had before he started saying, oh, I'm a truther. You know, because all of them like to do that. Try to, flip the script and get more people behind him. Oh, I'm #1. I'm on top. Oh, fuck it. I'll give it all up. Now I'm a truther. 9/11, right? So if you come off like that and so many other people that Laurel has exposed, you really start to see the big picture of what's going on. And I strongly urge you to go back into my video repertoire and listen to her videos and listen to her talk about exactly what they did to her in Hollywood. It is just a sick place. And I want you to know, all the actors in Hollywood, Robin Williams was a message for them. Because in case you haven't noticed, people like me are coming out and talking about the mind control that they're under and what has happened to them. And there's just this massive awakening that I feel that's about to go on, and the CIA and the Nazis are losing their mental grip on everybody. So not to mention also Robin Williams' death comes a few days after I announced my secret mission with Russia and France, which they can neither deny or confirm this, I can guarantee you. So, the funniest man from Russia just, ends up killing himself. So was that a message directly to me, CIA? That's my question. I mean, it would seem appropriate because this is mighty embarrassing to these fucking Nazis that their own child assassin soldier from Project MONTAUK is still alive, went back to America after they killed his girlfriend on the same day as his cousin Michael Jackson, dumped her body in Russia, went to Paris, France, got with Legionnaires, infiltrated their underground STARGATE base in the Bastille, went off-world, came back after they tried to lock him off-world, then agreed to go back to the United States to continue to expose the cabal in his family for Russia and France, secretly. And then when the mission was supposed to be over and he was supposed to go back to France, he decides to stay in America and help Laurel Aston, the CIA's #1 female assassin, and basically take her out of their grips for good. And then come to Mexico and then have a Mexican lawyer who has a known drug dealer as a brother put the kiss of death on him. After this man steals over $70,000 in diamonds from Laurel Aston and sets up his new office right across the street, which they got moved into one of the richest neighborhoods in Cancun, which they have warlocks living all around them and a nice CIA Hell's Angel. This is the story in a nutshell, people. So it's mighty embarrassing, wouldn't you think, to these Nazis, and kind of funny, actually, that one black man can do this without firing off a single fucking bullet. So then, a few days after I announced this, and I talked to my Russian friend over Facebook, which the CIA knew, and this was the day after. I want you to understand, I talked to him the day before Robin died. And then Robin just comes up dead, huh? Is that the CIA and the Nazis' sense of humor? I don't know. Am I just being paranoid? Call it what you want. I just want you to understand exactly how I see things in my world and my point of view. You can call it paranoia, you can call it whatever you want, but the fact is, it is exactly like this. And whether you want to believe me or not, God knows. I don't need you to believe me. I just need to say it, put it out there, and report it, and let it resonate in the universe. For all the good people that are fighting this, that die in the struggle. Just because some asshole has his fucking finger on the button, and that can make you kill yourself. I go through it every day. Laurel Aston goes through it every day. She's hanging on, doing her best to hang on because of these fucks that just keep stealing from her and then hacking into her and then trying to make her give up and do the same thing that Robin Williams did. This is what they do to Hollywood mind control victims, which Robin Williams is just that, which Laurel Aston is just that. If you're an actor and you sold your soul to the devil, fuck you. If you're an actor that's doing her best to fight it like Charlize Theron, which she's really quiet about it, and I'm not going to speak about, how she was there in Paris when I was fighting their shit and how they threatened her. Don't think I forgot about that, Nazis. Don't think that she has a black baby just because, she wanted a black baby. She's from South Africa. And not all South Africans are like these racist fucking British. And to you women in Hollywood that go through all the sadistic, fucked up shit that they put you through, stay strong. You're not alone. So I want people to understand exactly, get a good, clear picture of what these fucking Nazi, Satanist, satanic witches have done to the people that you actually have been programmed to actually care about and not know. That's how it is. So I'm not telling you not to care about them. I'm just telling you how the process happened. And these people, they wanted a better life. When you're a little girl in school and you want to act, or you want to sing, or you want to dance and make people happy, generally happy because you're good at it, then you develop that dream, and then you actually get better at it. And so good that Hollywood comes for you and they accept you. It's like being a ballerina and wanting to become a prima. And what do you got to do to become a prima, ballerinas? Anybody heard about the casting couch? Sit on my couch. What are you going to do for me? How far are you willing to go? That's what they all say. And some walk away and to continue to be nobodies and just disappear into the shadows, like me. But some, what do you want? What are you saying? Oh, are you prepared to give me sex? Are you prepared to suck dick? Are you prepared to take it up the ass by several people at once? Are you prepared to have all your holes ruthlessly violated? Well, this is how it is. So I want you to understand that people in the industry, this is what they go through. And for some of them, it's nothing because of how they were brought up. If you were brought up in the CIA, all this shit was standard to you. If you were brought up with a rapist parent, or you were a woman that was date raped on roofies in college by these fucking college fraternities that fathers run Hollywood, oh, that shit ain't nothing. I just want you to get a good, clear view of, I'm not saying, oh, it's just Hollywood. It's not just Hollywood. This happens in high school, starts in high school. I mean, when you have the girl Janie and Jim. I haven't told this story in a while, and I think it needs to be told especially now. Say you have Janie. Janie's a girl that grows up with Barbies and, dreams of that Prince Charming and is brainwashed by Walt Disney and TV. That every guy, that Prince Charming is going to come and treat her like a fucking princess. Women are psychologically trained for this through TV and movies. So then Janie goes to junior high school, where they have football teams and, all the good things that high school or junior high is made of to prepare you for high school, because you're in elementary and you're not an adult. But junior high, this is like the mid-school. This is when, the things really start, is when you get into 7th and 8th grade, and then that's the big rocket into high school. So, Janie goes to a party, and Jim is, say, the varsity football team captain. And Janie and all the girls are just like, oh, the football team captain. He can have any girl he wants. He does. So then he has a few drinks. Janie has her first drink. She gets a little tipsy. Jim comes over. Oh, wow, I've been seeing you around school. I think I like you. You want to go upstairs? And Janie, just being that girl that's never kissed a guy, always dreamed of this, and here's the football team captain. Whoa. Sure. So they go upstairs, one thing leads to another, and all of Jim's friends are downstairs egging him on while they're, doing whatever. Now, several scenarios could have happened. Janie got raped. He used the whole I love you. I've never felt like this. And Janie fell for it. I mean, several scenarios could have happened. You know the scenarios, ladies. You've all been there. So I'm not going to get into the different scenarios of the first time at the party when you're drinking. So he comes down and he's the big man. And I was like, oh, yeah, how was it? Oh, he's like, oh, yeah. So Janie comes down just kind of looking bewildered. Everybody's kind of looking at her. All the girls looking at her like jealous because she got some, she had him. So then the next day, Jim, locker room talk, it goes around the school what happened, and then everybody's looking at Janie, and all the other girls are calling her a slut, whore, bitch, because they're all jealous. This is what kids do. Having sex at such a young age. This is the routine. So then Janie, which is just this girl that was, brainwashed, living in a fucking dream world, implanted by Hollywood and Disney and all these other satanic corporations, gets depressed. Being called a whore and a slut all day will do that. But then Jim is walking around pretty much with his dick hanging out his pants like he's the big man. This is how we grow up. This is how they mentally train women and really psychologically start to destroy them. And everybody takes part in this, whether they know it or not. Whether they're a woman or a male, this is mind control, conditioning administered to you through television, through music, through self-degradation by witches in music and TV. So I want you to understand this behavior starts very young. And so Janie goes on several paths. She can become a lesbian and just fucking hate men and be mad at the world because the first guy that she was ever with was a piece of shit jock and never gave a shit about anybody but his dick. So then, she could just become self-destructive and not give a fuck about herself and just start drinking and fuck everybody for a while and just become a real whore because everybody's already psychologically calling her a bitch and a slut. So she's like, oh, I might as well just become one. Fuck it. So I want you to understand the process of what men, yes, men, it's a man's world. How it starts on women. And I'm not going to even get into France. That's a whole nother fucking level. I mean, when the Rothschilds passed the law that you can legally have sex with a 14-year-old kid if a parent agrees to it, that was started by the Rothschilds. Solomon, to be exact, because, you know, he raped a 14-year-old girl and he paid the parents off, and then he paid the France government off to pass a law says this was okay if the parents agree. Rothschilds, strike again, pedophilia. So I'm not going to even get into the Ukrainian aspect, or maybe I should. Yeah, let's get into the Ukrainian aspect. Because Ukrainian women, this is for you. I want you to know the Ukrainian men have taken degradation to women to a whole new fucking level. Now, the fathers, I want you to understand the mental brainwashing of the Ukraine and Russia and Romania and what the women have to go through there. And all you ladies that get so pissed off because the Ukrainian women are so beautiful and they're like, oh, they're all sluts, fuck off. You have no idea what these women have to go through with the men, and trust me, you couldn't survive it. I guarantee you. Because I want you to understand this conditioning starts with their fathers. See, in America, at least, sometimes you have good men that really want to protect and care about their daughters. Sometimes, most of the time. But in the Ukraine, I can tell you that the women at a young age are so beautiful. And the place is stricken with poverty. Majority of the places. The mentality of the men, they want to have a daughter. They don't want another male. They want a daughter. They know that a girl, a beautiful Ukrainian girl, has more of the ability to bring in money because of her beauty, to meet a rich foreigner because of her beauty, or to become a model because of her beauty, and has more of a chance to succeed and bring home more money to make the family successful. This is one aspect of the Ukrainian male mind. Another aspect is this. If they're really poor, if things get really bad, and they have a beautiful daughter, they can always sell her. I'm not kidding. And for you Ukrainian, Romanian, and Russian men, you know I'm telling the truth. This is Eastern Europe. I lived there for 8 years. I got told this by my own friends, and they have names for these kind of men. And for the good Ukrainian men that know about this, and that try to find a nice girl and protect her from this, God bless you. Because there are these men there, but trust me, there's for one of them, there's 20 more against them. Because there's so many beautiful women, they just don't give a fuck. And then the Ukrainian men, there's so many beautiful women that outnumber men. And the women have this mentality, and they're so beautiful and so smart. But then they have this mentality, if they find a good guy that'll stay with them and take care of them, oh, it's okay, go off and fuck other girls. Just come home to me. This is a common thing. Because there's so many women, and even married women, a lot of them are okay with this. Some of them, Russian women, oh, they'll cut your nuts off if you do this to them. But other Ukrainian women, this is how it is. I lived in Romania. I mean, the things I saw and the women I met, I mean, some of the most beautiful women to this day. And they'd start talking to me, and then I'd find out, oh yeah, I have a boyfriend. And I'm like, why did you say this? And why'd you give me your number? And and then I'd have to have it explained to me by Romanian men. Oh, she's just, she's like that. That's how it is. And I was like, what? And they're like, yeah. Welcome to Romania. So I want you to understand the mentality there and how much the female cartel is ingrained into selling their own daughters and sisters, and through the politicians and through business. It's all about beautiful women. Fashion TV was started by Polish female cartel traffickers, and it's fashion TV that we know today. And if you have the right money and the right connections, you can buy a woman right off the walkway with fashion TV. The biggest money laundering operation and female prostitution, so-called legal organization in the world. The Ukrainian women are so beautiful. These men were making so much money importing and exporting them because every guy wants to fuck a beautiful woman. They were making so much money that they had to go legit to launder it. Fashion TV. Fashion TV was implemented in the case that I helped start against Fashion TV Romania, which is owned by MKULTRA, because Fashion TV and TVR, that's Romania's oldest TV station, were caught sponsoring human trafficking and actually involved in it. But you know how it is. The big guy involved, they can't touch him. He always lets the little peons go to jail, and when they go to jail for human trafficking and then get out and keep their mouth shut, they're rewarded. This is what happened on basically it was a 4-year investigation, which I took up on my own for 2 years. After the murder of my girlfriend. And then the next 2 years, Ducat and other secret agents got involved. So it was actually a 4-year operation with me, and then it took 2 more years to get some proof, and then we still couldn't touch the big guy. It was just MKULTRA's Fashion TV. He owns Fashion TV in Romania, which he was protected by the Ukrainian mob because that's their shit. And TVR1. Let me tell you about TVR1. When Romania was under Ceausescu, Ceausescu was Romania's last dictator. During this time, there was one TV channel, one TV station that Romanians could watch to administer mind control and programming because of the Nazis created TV. There's only, can you imagine, one channel? So that was TVR that got implemented in human trafficking. In my case, which, the Fashion TV case is you can read about it. It's on my public wall, Zacchaeus Breedlove Ewing on Facebook. Read my notes. It's public. So I want you to understand, when those people come to America, what their mentality is and what they go through to get here. And the mentality of what the Nazis did over there. I mean, do you know what the Nazis did in Romania? It's insane. And then the Romanian Nazis that actually came about, and how many people that they killed in Romania. I mean, don't think like the Nazi movement was just coming out of Germany. No. I want you to understand, when the Nazi movement started, the same thing in America. The boys, the KKK, they're like, oh, those are my boys. I've been waiting for this. Racists in Romania, oh, those are my boys. I've been waiting for this. I mean, it went down like this. It wasn't just the Nazis. All the Nazi enthusiasts and fucking madmen that were under the Freemasons and studying the Astara, like Hitler, their little cells. Just like they're doing with Muslims now. Exactly like they're doing with Muslims. Because the Muslim Brotherhood was, started by the Nazis. Because when the Nazis went over to say Iran, Iraq, that part of the world, when they saw Muslims, and they said, oh man, these guys are taking kids and fucking them just like we do, but they're actually getting people to be okay with it through religion. They're like, oh, we found our Aryan brothers. And then the Arabs go, well, you did find your Aryan brothers, because the word Aryan is Arabic in descent. And they're like, oh, Muslim Brotherhood. So if you study Nazism and understand the Nazi cells that were already in operation, because the Astara's writings didn't just influence people from Germany. It literally started little Nazi cells all throughout the Ukraine and Russia and all throughout the world. So then when Hitler came to power, they already had little cells in every town and country. Same thing that, they're using Obama for right now, and the Muslim Brotherhood. It's the same operation. I mean, you think that Nazis aren't going to use black people? Oh, really? What the fuck is Jay-Z? What the fuck is Rihanna? What the fuck is all these black people in the industry that sell my people out, huh? Why is Jay-Z throwing up the eye of the Illuminati white power Nazi pyramid, huh? He sold his soul to the devil. And I mean, not only his soul, his race. So, I mean, the Nazis know that they need us. They need us to lead our own people to them, to hell. This is exactly the purpose that the Muslim Brotherhood serves for the Muslims. No other purpose. Because you wouldn't get with them if they had fucking swastikas and a blonde-haired, blue-eyed guy like Brad Pitt going, yeah, I'm a Muslim. Come with me, brothers. It ain't gonna happen. If they had a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Nazi, like Eminem, rapping like this and talking about, I can't stand your shit, you wicked son of a bitches, yeah, KKK, die today. Talking shit like that, like Eminem, trying to convince black people that he's here to save them and the regurgitation of their music. They ain't gonna fall for that. But they will fall for Jay-Z and Rihanna and Beyonce and all these other black witches that sold out for some fucking money like Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, who are huge Satanists, they're going to fall for that shit in a second. It's the same thing as the Nazi Muslim Brotherhood. So I want you to see how they operate. And again, let's go back to witches and how witches never tell the truth about shit. They're liars and deceivers. Their main thing is deception. This is why they run the CIA. This is why they run MI5, MI666. This is why they run Darpa. This is why they run HARP. This is why they run all of these governmental secret agencies that's actually owned by the Wicked Witch, Windsors, and Rothschilds. They're not owned by America. America's a corporation that Obama sits at the head of. The Americas, the country, that's a whole nother story. America, the corporation that owns stock in the CIA, etc., that's owned by the British, that doesn't have anything to do with the sovereign land other than making you people think that it does. Again, witchcraft and more lies taught to you in their schools from their books full of lies to educate people thinking that they know the truth when the fact of the matter is you don't even know that the Federal Reserve is run by the Rothschilds, which is a European establishment that prints the American money, that prints the euro, and we have the richest motherfuckers in the world telling us, oh, hey, there ain't no money. There's a crisis, there's a debt. Because we stole all your gold. Bitches. Dumb bitches. This is what they're thinking in their head. While they're getting these reporters that work in their TV news networks and companies to completely lie to you every day. While they stick their hands in your pocket and start taking every fucking dime from you, including enforcing a law that doesn't exist, which is the work law on tax law. They tax your work, which is illegal. It doesn't exist. They killed Aaron Sharon for talking about this. Look up, watch American Fascism. You shouldn't pay taxes. It's like if you went back to the Boston Tea Party, when the fucking Freemasons dressed up as Indians and said, oh yeah, the Indians attacked us. Look, they threw your tea in the water. Get pissed off. And then this war started because of that bullshit, huh? But it was the British again. And it's the same shit now. But everybody wants to look at the Mexicans. And everybody wants to believe the Muslim Nazi Brotherhood, Obama, with the same fucking tactics. Oh, yes, the Mexicans, okay. Come here. You want some money? They're poor. They're broke. Sure. Okay. Come here, Mexican gangsters. Yeah. I need you to start a Mexican gang of young guys, and I need you to tattoo them up to scare everybody. Like their whole bodies and shit. I'll pay you really good. This is a CIA Nazi cartel talking. And then I need you to get some Mexicans, pay them really good, and start bum rushing the border. Can you do that? Sure, no problem. All right. I need you to do this at this time and at this time because my boy Obama's going to be on TV. And he needs something right now to take the attention away from that he's a homosexual fucking a man named Michael, not Michelle. And he really ain't a president, and he working for these Nazi Satanists trying to throw America into hell. I need you to take everyone's eyes off that. Can you do that for me, Mexicans? Also, I don't want you to be scared, Mexicans. But also, we need to start locking up America because we got too many people waking up. And we need to start executing them in FEMA camps. We already got the incinerator coffins to do it. I need you to help me with this, Mexicans. Are you prepared to sell out some of your people? Some of them are going to die. But we need somebody to start this shit, FEMA, Agenda 21. Ain't that right, witches? So you're leading the Mexicans to the slaughter with this shit. So the stupid N.S.A. Mexican gangsters, I hate to break it to you, sons, but y'all gonna be the first to die. I mean, when shit starts breaking out, and see, they got two angles right now. The UN and Monsanto's, because Monsanto's owns the patent for the Ebola. They're gonna try to, the Ebola breaks out. The Ebola virus, they already are saying Ebola is inevitable to hit the United States. So then what you're going to have is two crises. You're going to have the Mexican border crisis and you're going to have the Ebola crisis. And the only thing the witches can do is open up the Nazi concentration camps, which they've renamed FEMA camps, and start sacrificing people. This is what they're planning, people. I want you to get a big, big picture of how they are using Mexicans, because that's what they do. And Mexicans let them. And then they've released the Ebola virus, which Monsanto's can actually put in the food. I mean, why do you think Monsanto's owns GMO, people? It's just one shipment. Oh, you want some Oreos? Okay. We'll give you some Oreos. Hey, Jim, you got that Ebola virus? Yeah. Okay, I need you to put it in the new batch of Oreos that's coming out on 2 weeks from now. Because we need that shit to go viral. You get what I mean? Yeah. That's how they do it. It's as simple as that, people. What, you think these witches don't do that? You better wake the fuck up. They do it exactly like that. They don't have to get you to expose somebody to it. Not when you have a company like Monsanto's that owns the patent to the Ebola virus. Who's going to stop them from putting it in GMO foods? Nobody. Who's going to know? All that's going to happen is a bunch of people that bought a bunch of fucking Oreos at specific grocery stores will come down sick, and all of a sudden you got Resident Evil. But in real life. And all anyone will know is, oh, this person got sick. They'll never trace it back to the Oreos. Again, soft kill. These witches, this is what they do. This is what they covet. So, welcome to the real world. Welcome to the uncut, horrific fucking truth about what goes on in my mind and what I see and how I break shit down in a second. I told you they trained me as an assassin, and from what I'm remembering, I was one of the best, and they are afraid, so afraid of me. And by you listening to this video, you be the judge of how much more you're aware of how things go than before you listen to this video. And understand who I am, and understand that how I'm taking the time to break this down as much as I can and as soon as I can, because the fucking stupid Mexican cartel put the kiss of death on me, and my money's drying up, so I might not be online much longer. I got Cesar Augusto probably across the street in his fucking money laundering law office, listening to this. Because, you know, he's working for the Mexican cartel. Another thing that I want you Mexicans to understand. Do you know who runs the Mexican cartel? I'm going to tell you who runs the Mexican cartel. And no, in a sense, yes, it's the CIA, but no, it's not the CIA. Not for you Mexicans. Mexicans run the Mexican cartel. But they're special Mexicans. Really special Mexicans. Let me tell you how special they are. They're the special rich Mexicans that the Bushes were so nice to just come up to places like Cancun and find a beautiful Mexican woman. Oh yeah, she's good. Yeah, we'll take that. And then fuck her and then have some kids. Mexican Bushes. Boom. That's who runs the Mexican cartel. The Mexican Bushes from Texas. The Gulf Cartel is run by the Mexican Bushes. I mean, think about it. Now, I'm gonna prove it to you right now. Bush Sr. involved in the Iran-Contra scandal. What was the Iran-Contra scandal? Clinton, Hillary. Clinton Sr. was at the time governor of Arkansas, which that is where I was born. Little Rock, Arkansas, not Mena, Arkansas. Mena, the Mena cartel, and I humbly urge you to find the video. Just type in Mena, Bush, Clinton, and look at the video that's like 2 hours long. So that'll tell you about the Ollie North scandal, the Iran-Contra scandal, and exactly what the Bushes and the Clintons did in Latin America to control the heroin and drug trade, and got caught doing it. So that's proof that the Bushes run the drugs, okay? But they paid everybody to make that go away. And I want you to know that that expose that's up on YouTube was banned because it came out on Channel 8. That's public broadcasting channel in the United States. And they banned that for like 10, 15 years. And because of YouTube, it's resurfaced. So there's the first clue. Second clue. I grew up in Texas. Bush was known for doing coke. I mean, that's a common thing. I mean, when he was running for mayor, Bush Jr., when he was running for mayor, one of the campaigns was exposing that this motherfucker did coke. So let's move on to the next clue. The next clue is their Skull and Bones. Skull and Bones started the CIA under the president, and then the CIA separated because the president didn't want any Nazis. And this was an organization that was started to protect the Nazis and make the KKK the new super intelligence assassins of the world. So the Skull and Bones started that. Number 4. Prescott Bush lost his Bank of New York because it got tracked the money got tracked to Nazi accounts in Germany, and it was millions and millions of dollars that he was sending through his brotherhood, the Skull and Bones. So that's the Bush Cartel. Also, the Skull and Bones, the organization was started by a heroin smuggler. Do you actually think that they took the symbol of pirates just because? I mean, they've taken it to another level where they dig up people's graves and do sacrificial rituals on their skull and bones. Bush Jr., do you know how he became president? He had to dig up the bones of Martin Luther King and take them back to the tomb. And once he passed this initiation, he became president. This is fact. They don't talk about this, but I was living in America when Bush went down to Martin Luther King's grave to throw out his dick, because we all know what he did. Because Martin Luther King's grave is empty. And so the black disciples knew what he did. And black people got around Martin Luther King's grave and wouldn't let that motherfucker in, because he was doing this on Martin Luther King's birthday. And people were shouting out loud about what I'm telling you right now. Black people. But see, they don't put this on TV. It was on TV for a brief moment. This is the Bushes. I'm going to let you know. Then another incident happened with Bush Sr. when they wore the skull and bones tattoo in between the thumb and the pointing finger. They had that tattoo. They wear makeup over it now. They used to wear it openly. So when Bush Sr. was running for presidency, a reporter asked him about the tattoo and skull and bones and his affiliation. That reporter came up, missing. Soft kill. So then when the Bushes ran, you got to understand Texas. Texas is run by, minorities because it's the old slave country. It's on the border of Mexico. The Bushes got to have Mexican votes. They got to have Mexicans to control the drugs, because Mexicans want to see Mexicans. They don't want to see some fucking cholo, some pendejo. They want to see their own people. So, Bushes, let's oblige them, okay? Mexican Bushes. Here you go. It took us like a few generations to get them, but now they're here, Mexicans. Are you happy? So that's who runs the Gulf Cartel, is the Mexican Bushes. Via the Bushes, via the Skull and Bones. Hey, Mexican cartel, you're run by fucking Nazis. They don't give a fuck about you. I mean, it's like this. I'm going to put up a video today where I have this little Mexican cop that's darker than me coming up to me telling me to shut up when I'm doing a video in front of Benito Juarez's establishment, when I say, oh, all the cops, 90% of the cops are on the narco payroll, according to Cancun's Sergeant General of the military. So then I start talking about the narco cops, and this little cop comes up to me, hey, shut up. And I told him, what? He's like, stop. And I said, what? You stop. Get the fuck out of my face, cop. Are you a narco cop? You can see it in the video. I'll put it up later today. One of these little short fucks try to get in my face. Because the fact of the matter is, let me tell you one of the things Mexico and the cartel don't want you to know. They actually kidnap people. Oh, yeah. Be aware of that when you come to Cancun. These cops kidnap people for the cartel. And what I mean by kidnap people, go online and read about police corruption in Cancun, and you will find the articles that I posted on my website talking about people's experience in Cancun. One of the gentlemen said he got pulled over by a cop. Cop says, give him $60. He says, no. And the cop says, if you don't pay me, I'm going to take you down to the station. He said, no, I didn't do anything. So he gets taken down to the station, and they tell him, oh, you're going to need $5,000 for your release. Yeah, that's kidnapping, people. And this guy basically says in his article, don't rent a car in Cancun. And I'm sitting there saying, hey, moron, that's kidnapping, dude. When someone kidnaps you, pulls you over, I don't give a fuck if they're a cop, pulls you over and says, hey, give me $60 or I'm kidnapping you. That's what he might as well have said. And then they take you, and then they basically, oh, okay, your ransom is $5,000, or no one will see you ever again. He might as well have said that, but here I am reading this article and listening to this moron, writing what happened to him, and he's missing the big fucking picture when it's clear as day to me. But people just don't want to see the truth. It's a fucking kidnapping. They kidnap people in Cancun, the cops. So I want you to understand why Cesar Augusta is still walking around, how he can steal $70,000 in diamonds and then set up his office across the street from me so he can call these dirty cops that I have video footage of him talking to for over 10 minutes outside his business establishment, obviously paying him off to pick me up off the street for a fucking ransom. This is the Bush Cartel. Cesar Augusta works for the Bush Cartel. So, welcome to Cancun, people. This is how it goes down. This is the uncut truth. This is my news. So I thank you for your time. Enjoy John Todd and what he has to say. Listen up. Never forget that these witches lie. Agenda 21, United Nations. They call themselves the fucking United Nations, and they want to kill everybody? I mean, seriously. And it is what it is. Now, look at a film called The Bulletproof Monk. Anybody seen The Bulletproof Monk? That is a film exactly talking about what I'm talking about. But they put it in that movie. They put the truth in that movie. Go see Bulletproof Monk and apply to what I just said and what you know about the UN and what these Nazis did. See, in Bulletproof Monk, they have an organization just like the UN. But it's an organization that was set up by the daughter of a Nazi, and she has this big museum claiming, they're fighting atrocities and the horrible things humanity does to people. Yeah, and in the basement, they have a human torturing center. That's Bulletproof Monk. See the movie. I fucking love the movie. But in that film, they really tell you how it is. And I want you to understand the witches, one of the things they love doing because they think, we're so stupid as humans, is putting the truth in movies. So you're on a subconscious level, they can be, oh, see, I told you. Did you see that movie? I told you what we did, but you didn't want to believe me. If you see the movie with Tom Cruise, I forget the name of the movie, where it has the pre-crime and the cognitive 3. And basically what DARPA is saying that, yeah, we're pre-crime. We want to monitor your mind so we can send the police before you kill somebody. But DARPA, in the movie, wasn't there a guy that was using pre-crime to kill people and to hide his murder? Kind of like what Echelon and DARPA are actually being used for. And Echelon was created exactly for this. And because Echelon is the assassin computer that was designed to keep the assassin codes and the assassins under control. And the same with Tempest. But now DARPA is here saying, oh, we don't do that anymore. We just, want to brain map you and know every fucking thought that you have. Okay, yeah. Whatever. Enjoy John Todd. Enjoy the truth. Stay blessed, people. Walk in the light. Peace.
I sit on a council of 13 people that take orders only from the Rothschild Tribunal in London, which they claim they take their orders directly from Lucifer.
I was the manager of Zodiac Productions, which Zodiac Productions name's been changed since then. I'm not even sure what they call it now, but it's the largest music conglomerate in the world. It owns RCA Records, Columbia Records, Motown Records, owns almost all the concert booking agencies in the United States. And that's not even the name of the company that owns it. The name of the company that owns it is Brenner Enterprises, and Brenner Enterprises is owned by Chase Manhattan. Chase Manhattan's owned by Standard Oil, and Standard Oil is owned by the Lords of London. You can track it on back. You kind of get the idea after a while. But I was the managing president of Zodiac Productions. It's one of my jobs as being one of these 13 people. Thus, I got to know many of the people who produce music and sing the music and play the music that you play. Now, one of the closest friends that I got during that time that I obtained was a man named David Crosby. Crosby, Still, Nash and Young. I saw David the day before Christmas last year. Talked with him. I got him away from this witch that he had with him. He told her to go shopping. We were in West Hollywood, and I was witnessing around to people I knew. We went off in this store and we started talking. I said, David, I'd like to ask you a couple questions. I said, I already know the answers, but I've been gone for 5 years. I'd like to know if certain things are still the way they were when I left. I said, now I'll have to explain some of this when I'm done, but you're not going to understand it all unless you know something about music. I said, do they still take the master to the temple room? Dave said, yeah. I said, do they still have the coven conjure demons into the master? He said, of course. I said, now, I got to know something. What's the main reason for rock music? He said, come on, Lance, you know what the reason is. I said, please, David, I don't want to guess. Tell me what the main reason is. He said, the same as when you were in, so that we can play spells on people that we couldn't cast spells upon. I'll explain what that means in a minute. I said, okay, one last thing. I've been hearing that you must be an initiated witch now to get a record contract. He said, that's right. He said, many of us that weren't total witches have to be witches now in order to produce music. Thank you. The master is a tape about as big as the top of this podium that looks like an overgrown 8-track that the album is cut on, and it's placed in a machine that produces and presses the records and the 8-tracks and cassettes that you buy. After it's been recorded, it's taken in. This is why a master's cut months in advance before it's released. On the full moon, it's taken in to a temple room about the size of this auditorium that is in every one of the major music companies. Behind locked doors up in the executive office. And it's placed on an altar sitting in the north of the room and a pentagram engraved in the floor. And 13 hand-chosen witches and wizards and a coven come in and conjure a principality or a power up, usually Regia or something like that, and order him to tell the demons under him to follow every record and every tape coming off of that master. As I tell many Christian parents, you can go home and count your kids' records, probably yours too, and count how many demons at least are there. If that's too hard for you to believe, I'm sorry. That's why they do it. Now listen to me. This is why rock music's addicting. Have you ever seen kids that got rid of their music? They go around like this. They can't wait to find a rock station somewhere and they sneak off just like getting a cigarette or a fix because it's addicting. That's why they can't give it up. The rest of the conversation was this. You can't cast a spell on a Christian, but you can get a Christian to cast a spell on themselves. If you give the permission for the spell to work, being a Christian won't block it. And rock music is not just a song. It is supernatural music that which is carefully designed by their spirit guides or familiar spirits in the form of spell. Now, although the devil's music par is the music and God's music is the words, much of the songs are written in what we call witch language. To give you kind of an idea, many of you talk on a CB, unless you know what a smoky is, and a 10-4, and a front door and back door and rocking chair and these type of things, you don't know what you're talking about. Same with witches. When you're in the first and second level, you have to learn over 2,000 words that said by anybody else means something totally different than when you say it. Elton John has said he's never written a song or sung a song that wasn't in witch language. And I want to show you something. See how many kids in here will be honest and adults. How many remember and have heard at least several times a song called Hotel California? Somebody tell me what it meant. Quickly, somebody tell me what it meant. Huh? That's pretty close. But from the words, what did it mean? Well, that's more of a guess. See, most people can't tell you. That's why when people do drugs and they listen to songs in which language, they get some of the meaning. But most of the time, they can't tell you. Stop and think how many songs are out there that you really like, and you don't have any idea what the person was talking about. Beyond the Yellow Brick Road? How about The Destroyer by Kiss? Can anybody tell me what it's about? Kiss said in it, kids, tell your parents. They're talking about Helter Skelter. Beatles sung Helter Skelter in which language? Nobody knew what it meant. Manson did because he belongs to the process. Helter Skelter is a several thousand-year-old word. Most of the music is either about Helter Skelter or a place called the Night Winds, which is what Hotel California is about, and different doctrines of witchcraft. You listen to them, your parents let you listen to them, and they have no idea. Kiss openly bragged how they were gaining control of people through their music because the people played their music. They told how they didn't form their own group. Their church, because they were ordained ministers of the Satanist church, placed them together. And that's how most of the music is done. David Crosby, when him and Crosby, Still, Nash and Young produced the record Two-Way Street, they ordered the principality of Medici to order demons of rebellion to go into the record, and everybody that heard it would be rebellious against law and order and government. And it was one of the reasons for the great upheaval in the 60s was that one album, and they take open credit for it.
I have personally talked with Johnny Todd on the basis of Jack Chitt's recommendation. Having known Johnny Todd now for more than 4 years, and my having known him for some 6 months, I believe that Johnny Todd is a genuinely converted man, saved by the grace of God out of the depths of Satanism.
Shoes, fuck the socks with the bell on it, fuck your gay ass fairy faggot accent, fuck them cheap ass cigars, fuck your yuck mouth teeth, fuck your hairpiece, fuck your chocolate, fuck Guy Ritchie, fuck Prince William, fuck the Queen. This is America. My Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you. Look, fuck you, fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes, fuck the socks with the bell on it, fuck your gay ass fairy faggot accent, fuck them cheap ass cigars, fuck your yuck mouth teeth, fuck your hairpiece, fuck your chocolate, fuck Guy Ritchie, fuck Prince William, fuck the Queen. This is America. My Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you. Look, fuck you, fuck the plane you flew in on. Fuck them shoes, fuck the socks with the bell on it, fuck your gay ass fairy faggot accent, fuck them cheap ass cigars, fuck your yuck mouth teeth, fuck your hairpiece, fuck your chocolate, fuck Guy Ritchie, fuck Prince William, fuck the Queen. This is America. But my Lambo is blue, nigga. Now get the fuck out my hotel room. And if I see you in the street, I'm slapping the shit out of you.